chief ministers and a former chief minister are not joining today's group meeting, an informal one at that has been hurriedly called by the Congress. This at a time when questions are being raised about the very future of this grouping. RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav in fact announced that the formal meeting will happen on December 17, even as the big task of seat sharing lies undone. Barely any time left now before the general elections of 2024 are announced. After this recent state election drubbing, Congress will find itself in a difficult position if it wants to lead this alliance. But after this result, what is also clearer is that the task of beating the BJP even jointly in 2024 is nearly impossible. So will this India bloc recover from the December 2023 results and continue to push on? Or will these results break the back of this alliance? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. The informal meeting of the I.N.D.I.A Bloc is taking place today. Let's take a quick look though at the key leaders that are not attending this meeting today. So Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin not attending, occupied as is possibly expected with Cyclone Michong review and rescue preparations. Now, he's a key player that impacts the grouping because 39 Lok Sabha seats in Tamil Nadu where the DMK and the Congress combined are going to be the big front runners ahead of BJP and others. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav also skipping this meeting. He too has cited prior commitments. Remember, UP has 80 Lok Sabha seats, and after his comments, it is unclear what kind of alliance will be possible in the state between parties like the Samajwadi Party and the Congress. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee skipping the meeting, citing prior commitments. She even came on record to say she wasn't even informed well in time. Now, West Bengal has 42 seats in Lok Sabha. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar citing illness and not joining this meeting today. Bihar has 40 Lok Sabha seats. Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren citing government engagement and skipping today's meeting as well. Jharkhand has 14 seats in the Lok Sabha. If you tally all of these, if there's going to be no coordination on these, it's already December, hardly any time left. How are you going to work out the seat sharing arrangements, and whether are you going to be able to do that, whether there's going to be enough time to do it, remains a big question. Also, because knives are out as far as the India alliance partners are concerned, Congress's drubbing has invited a lot of criticism from its partners. In a strongly worded statement hitting out at the Congress, remember SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav had said that these results show how ego ends, ego of the Congress party. That Congress also lost 5% vote share by not giving the 5 to 7 seats that they were asking for Congress in Madhya Pradesh. TMC's Kunal Ghosh had asserted that this is Congress's failure, not BJP's victory. Well, that statement can be debated, but he also goes on to say that Congress should do some introspection after this loss. JDU MLA Rinku Singh had said that Congress's statements against Sanatan Dharm backfired and had a negative impact on polls, while senior leader KC Tyagi said that Congress should have fought the polls with the allies. It's not just about seat sharing. None of the leaders of the larger India bloc were even campaigning in any of these states for the Congress party. RJD leader Shakti Yadav said that the defeat of the Congress was not that of the alliance, but that of the Congress alone, and that they must analyze the reasons for these defeats. That remains the larger challenge for the Congress party. Meanwhile, National Conference Vice President Omar Abdullah sounded very pessimistic. He said if these trends continue, that the India alliance will implode, they will not be able to save themselves, and that Congress failed to understand the ground reality. They failed to even read the ground mood. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan too, his party is part of the India alliance, hit out at the Congress party saying Congress thought they could fight it alone without taking any of the allies along, and that no one could touch them, no one could face them. But that's not the truth, clearly, especially in the very, very dominant and important part of northern central India, where the Congress and other parties need to do well to get into the Lok Sabha. Pinarayi Vijayan also going on to say this is Congress being greedy for power. That is why this has spelled their doom. Now, after Congress's poll drubbing, the India bloc faces tremendous challenges. Number one is the challenge that there is no unity between them. Congress has already set a very bad precedent by not really doing any state-level alliances with the alliance partners. Samajwadi Party accusing it of betrayal in Madhya Pradesh. That also leads to no coherent message. Everybody is speaking in their own tongues. They have their own messages. In fact, statements by one party, for example, the DMK, hurt the Congress and others in northern India. There is no clear messaging by the parties. against a strong BJP, this is a big problem because they have very clear messaging and reasons why they should come to power. There is also new power blocks or splintered power blocks with Congress's appeal lessening and allies becoming more demanding. Will Congress be okay in playing a lesser role? Will they be humbled? Or will they insist that as the only national party, they should be leading this alliance? Remains to be seen. Seat sharing. Now, this is the biggest challenge for them. How are they going to be able to put up a joint candidate in as many as 400 Lok Sabha seats, if at all they manage that much, even 300? They are rivals in state assembly elections. They don't see eye to eye. They don't share any seats. Even in cases where they share seats, the results haven't been very nice, certainly in the north part of India. In some other parts, either there's a very dominant partner and a very smaller partner, not really any equal partners. Can they do this seat sharing for 2024 Lok Sabha polls remains a very, very big question. And many feel that this is already too late. They should have already worked this out by now. Finally, the face of the alliance. The already muddled question gets even more unclear after Congress's defeat. More opposition to Rahul Gandhi's positioning, mind you, by the Congress party. And again, against a big face like Narendra Modi, can a no-face strategy, which the alliance has been insisting on, that we are 10 chief ministers or so, we don't need any one face, can that really work? Let's take all of those questions to our guest joining us. The big question we're asking is this: can the I.N.D.I.A Bloc recover from these December 2023 results?
Also earlier, but day before yesterday Rahul ji phoned me and he told me about the meeting. Then I said, you just nobody told me and I do not know.
अब आजकल न्यूज छप रहा था कि हम नहीं जा रहे हैं, फालतू बात है। अरे बीच में हमको बुखार न था जी, अब बाद में जब आगे होगा तो हम नहीं जाएंगे, ये कैसे संभव है जी?
जो लग रहा है हाल में ही जो चुनाव के परिणाम आए हैं, इससे इंडिया गठबंधन और मजबूत होगा।
पर कहीं भी किसी तरीके की दिक्कत नहीं है। जल्द से जल्द मुलाकात होगी और इंडिया अलायंस में जो भी आगे की रणनीति होगी वो तय करेंगे।
देखो, ये सब के सब जनता को बेवकूफ बनाने का, जनता की आंखों में धूल चटाने का, धूल झोंकने का ये कुत्सित प्रयास।
Hello, Moto.
Let's go across to our guest joining us. Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP. Ram Mohan Reddy is from the Congress party. Sanjeev Srivastava is senior journalist, and also Biswadeep Deb, spokesperson of the TMC, is joining us. Mr. Deb, why don't I begin with you? What do you see the future of this alliance, especially after the Congress lost in 3 key states in the northern part of India? Has that helped your alliance? Some feel that it has brought Congress to its place. It was maybe flying too high. You were not liking their attitude. Samajwadi Party has said so. It has brought them down to earth, and maybe they can work as equals. Or has this hurt the India alliance's prospects?
You see, Congress should understand that this is an alliance. India alliance is an alliance of several parties and several leaders across the countries coming together with one particular agenda. That agenda is, we have to remove this autocratic government from the center in 2024. But unfortunately, Congress thought that they can make it on their own. And they didn't want to discuss with their other alliance partners. And they want to do it alone. And the result is what we could see in Rajasthan, what we can see in Chhattisgarh, and what would have seen in Madhya Pradesh. Congress shall have to introspect. They have to think over the entire issue. They have to understand that they cannot fight it alone. You see, Mamata Banerjee has already proved. She has proved in Bengal how to resist BJP. She has shown the way that how BJP can be resisted.
Okay, But can
In
I
West
ask
Bengal,
you? Can I ask you a counter
and she has
question?
done it.
In Bengal, Mamata Banerjee or your party is not going to give much space to the Congress party. So why should the Congress cede this space in Madhya Pradesh, in
It's not a
Rajasthan,
question
in
of giving
Chhattisgarh
space.
to other parties?
It's not a question of giving space. It's a question we have already said. Our leader Mamata Banerjee has already said. Our leader Abhishek Banerjee has already said that one thing. They have made it clear that whoever is strong in which particular region, that party should contest. But they should understand the minimum percentage of votes which are also being enjoyed by the other opposition parties and which are in the India bloc. They should also be given proper respect. You see, what BJP is doing, BJP is now so much frustrated that they are making personal comments even against Mamata Banerjee. Today you can see that what Giriraj Singh has done. She has made shameful comments against Mamata Banerjee. Earlier, Mr. Kailash Vijayvargiya, he has also made shameless and shameful remarks against the woman.
Okay, I
And
don't want
now
to get
they
into
are,
that because
and
we'll
now they are
open up a
raising.
Pandora's box of who
No,
said
they are
what
now
when,
raising.
because there are statements by all leaders, including Mamata Banerjee, that can be, that can be construed as personal or derogatory. But so I don't want to get into that space. But let Mr. Reddy respond to what Mr. Deb has said. Mr. Reddy, your alliance partners are really fed up of the Congress party, in its own ivory tower when the reality on the ground is completely different.
अलग भाषा अलग वेश फिर भी अपना एक देश भिन्नता में एकता यही इस देश की विशेषता I just wanted to attribute that to the India alliance as well. See, there might be differences. Yes, there may be some remarks, passed against each other, but 100% they are all going to be aligned, and definitely we are going to progress. And general tendency of voters to change government at central level is being seen from past histories as well, right? So it's not a matter of having debates when it comes to assembly segments. When it goes to the parliamentary sections or sharing of seats, 100% there will be an amicable solution.
How?
So no, there will be the deliberations will be made. See,
Will the
we
Congress
are
be willing to
watching.
concede space? Samajwadi Party is very upset. You didn't even give them 7 seats in Madhya Pradesh. Where is the Congress willing to concede space to other regional parties?
Let me be very clear. All this alliance is all about sharing of parliamentary seats.
Yes.
It is not about sharing assembly seats.
Fair enough. But in
It is
in
about
parliamentary seats, how are you going to come to a conclusion?
We will come to a conclusion because our common agenda is to bring down the Narendra Modi's government. When NDA can continue with coming out of around 21 parties from NDA from past 10 years, counting from Shiromani Akali Dal as well, which has been with them from the initiation of this NDA. So they came out.
No. I
They
think
came
you're
out.
making a very,
So this
very...
time,
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Reddy. You're making a very ludicrous comparison, if I may say so. The NDA is surviving because the BJP alone is the single largest party and has majority. Nobody in the India alliance can boast of those numbers, certainly not the Congress party. So how can you even compare how the NDA is functioning and surviving versus what the India bloc is doing?
it is all about polling percentage. If you just compare the last election's polling percentage and this time general tendency of voters to change the governments. If you just consider all together, this time we are going to have a fruitful result. But when
Okay.
it comes to the alliance
Is
and
the
understanding of
arithmetic...
seats,
Yeah.
sharing of seats, we are going to have understanding. Undoubtedly, we will have we will share seats
Is it
amicably.
not too late? Mr. Deb, can I just quickly ask him before I go to our other guest? Mr. Deb, is it already not too late? There was a great momentum of the India bloc. Its first meeting in June, then a meeting in July, then a meeting in August. Now we're in December, and maybe by mid-December there will be another meeting. It's clear the Congress and others were preoccupied with these state elections. Nobody was really caring about, taking forward the coordination of the India bloc. Is it already not too late?
No, I don't think it's too late. But the Congress should understand. You see, they are the major players in Chhattisgarh, in Madhya Pradesh, and in Rajasthan. So they should have considered that even a party enjoying 1 or 1.5% vote is a very important factor. And they should have taken them into consideration. The reason is, it is India bloc. And we cannot take any chance. Congress thought that they can do it alone.
No, but sir,
It's
Mr.
not
Reddy
possible.
has a point that this is not meant to be an alliance at state level. Those were supposed to be worked out separately. This is purely for the Lok Sabha.
You see, it might be purely for the Lok Sabha, But this will be an indication for the Lok Sabha.
Okay.
Today the morality of the workers, it will go down.
Yeah.
We must understand that. Although you see the difference is very less. It's a difference of about 1.5% or 2%. BJP should not be happy about this.
Okay.
Things are waiting for them. In
Charu
2024, it will be a debacle for BJP.
Charu Pragya,
Just
we have
wait and
seen
see.
in 2003 and 2004, then in 2013 and 2014, state election results, even the most latest ones, are no indication of what happens in the Lok Sabha. So the BJP
Exactly.
should not get carried away.
Absolutely, Shivani. But the discussion is not about BJP getting carried away at all. BJP never gets carried away. In fact, we very humbly keep both our feet and our ears to the ground and we work through the year after year. We don't wait for elections to be around the corner to be activated. Now, all the I.N.D.I.A Bloc alliance partners are overconfident even in their defeat. They are so overconfident that they forget Congress last time had contested on 421 seats. 421. Out of that, they won 52. These are the numbers from 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Altogether, all the alliance partners of the Congress today were finished in 97 seats. BJP alone has 303 seats, and if you keep N.D.A together, it is 332 seats. So, let's remember the data is firmly stacked against them. For the gentleman who was saying that, oh, the difference is only 2%, so 2% is enough to change elections.
Also, in many of the seats, the BJP has
the result
50%
of the
vote
elections.
share. Let's not forget, in many of the seats, BJP
Exactly, and
has 50% vote share. Even if you combine the vote share of all the other parties, it will not be easy to defeat them. Not to forget at all the fact that arithmetic doesn't work like this in elections. That you can't just make 1 plus 1.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't become 2.
Yes. But no, we are not doing that, Shivani. But because you mentioned 50% vote share in 224 seats in 2019 Lok Sabha, BJP did have more than 50% vote share. But let's come back to the I.N.D.I.A Alliance. What is the I.N.D.I.A Alliance doing? Meeting number 1, Patna. Meeting number 2, Bangalore. Meeting number 3, Mumbai. End result, do they have a convener? No. Do they have a common minimum program? No. Do they have any kind of a discussion on seat sharing? No. Do they even have a logo in place? No.
They have
you
a
know
slogan.
Why? Because when
Judega
they cannot
Bharat,
agree,
Jeetega India.
Yeah, they are. Well, congratulations on that slogan. पर भारत तो जुड़ा हुआ है और इंडिया भी जीत ही रहा है. So that slogan has nothing to do with all these political parties. Now at by-elections, they go at elections alone. For state elections, they've been contesting alone. In fact, name-calling each other in these state elections. It was atrocious. You know, I was looking at poor Akhilesh ji. He looked so distraught at the attack Congress was taking at his expense. But, you know, imagine the ground level workers. Now all these tall leaders will meet in VVIP resorts and shake hands, but what happens at the ground level?
Okay, very quickly, let me give Mr. Reddy 30 seconds to respond before I bring in our expert Sanjeev as well. Mr. Reddy, nothing is done. सारा तो काम बचा हुआ है, कोई तो काम खत्म नहीं हुआ, अभी तो दिसंबर हो गया है.
Everything is in the hands of people and they are watching. See, all the figures what we are discussing is the outcome of elections. But election runs on sentiments and progress and welfare. When it comes to these core issues, India is the alliance which is fighting for the people. So the meager percentage of 2 or 3%, definitely we are going to bounce back.
You talked about sentiment.
For the people, sir. Sorry, I'm interrupting. You are only fighting to defeat Modi ji. You yourself have said it, and you've said it multiple times.
We are fighting
I've
for
never
the
heard
people.
you talk
We are
about any
fighting for the
agenda.
people.
What's your plan? No, what's your plan to bring
We are
down
fighting
inflation?
against the
Tell me. Can I
authoritative
just
government.
ask you?
We are fighting against the
2
authoritative
points.
government.
No, give me 2
We are fighting
points
for the people.
that
We are
your
fighting for the
party
employment. We are
proposes to
fighting
bring
for the
down
inflation.
in the country. No, it's a straight question question to you, sir. Give me 2 points that your party will focus on to bring down inflation and 2 points to increase employment in the country. Merely give me 2 points for each. Your agenda is to defeat Modi ji, but I asked you 2 specific agendas. Please tell me your party's plan. How do you bring down inflation and what's your plan to create more employment?
Just compare the history.
Forget about history,
When
sir.
it comes
Tell
to
me,
the
I'm a voter in this
just compare
country.
the history.
Pitch it to me.
You just
Pitch it
asked
to
me
the
two
viewers of
questions.
CNN
You just
News
asked
18.
me two questions. One
Shivani,
about
Shivani,
Let him respond,
Shivani,
let him
let us
if you
pitch
just
it to the
wanted to
people.
compare the
Let's
progress of
listen to
Congress
him.
and BJP, I'm ready. If you want to compare the progress of BJP and
Sir, I'm
Congress, I'm ready.
comparing.
What is the
Sir, I'm comparing. Do you know what
a single
happened in 60
example?
years?
A
Why
single
don't you tell
example.
me?
What is the
Why don't
unemployment
you
rate?
tell me
What
2
is the
points you
unemployment rate
have
in this
to help
decade?
inflation come down?
No, no. What is the unemployment rate in this decade?
And what is the
Why
population in
people,
this decade?
why
In
there
this
has been
decade,
tax has
what
been
is the
imposed on
median age
essential
of India?
commodities?
No, what
Okay.
is the
No, there
median
are
age
so
of
much.
India?
No,
Why
it's
don't
good
you
to
tell me
have
how
the
you plan to
spokespersons
increase
debate
employment?
all of these
For the
issues.
sake of
Once
people.
again, can I just come in? We'll have a lot of time to debate this.
But
my
he has nothing
fundamental
to
question
add,
today,
Shivani. Shivani has got nothing to add. It's amazing.
my
He has
fundamental
nothing to
question
say.
today is
He
it's all
doesn't
good
know
to
how
talk about a
employment
common
numbers can
minimum
go up in the
program.
country.
The public,
From
Sanjeev,
education
once
to
again, both of
employment.
you, please, Sanjeev, it's good to talk about a common minimum program. It's good to talk about sentiments. But look at what's happening. There is no common minimum program. There is no
BJP has
coherent.
nothing to
Once
say.
again, there is no coherent messaging from the opposition parties. In fact, you talk about sentiments. One party is hurting the sentiments of the voters of another party. Look at what's happening with so many statements that are coming out. Do you believe that they are still in a good position to get their act together, or is it, as we were discussing on result day, अब तो इनके हाथ से निकल गया है?
So Shivani, I still subscribe to that view, what I said on the results day. That's a very uphill task as far as the election outcome is concerned for the India Alliance. But having said that, I think the India Alliance will somehow get its act together. The situation is just so desperate and hopeless for them that they don't have an option. So we may keep on debating that they don't have this, they don't have that, but because there is no way out, had the Congress done better than what they did, then India Alliance coming together would have been more challenging, like Akhilesh Yadav has also said. Now that they are also with their back to the wall with these election results, the alliance will happen. The bigger question is whether it can take on the Modi juggernaut.
Right.
The only one thing which I would like to add, respond to Charu, what she was saying. See, if we look back in history, Indian history, when the entire opposition came together to defeat Indira Gandhi in 77 or Rajiv Gandhi in 89, the opposition really doesn't have a big agenda or plan or how will they beat inflation, or this is the right question that she asked from a ruling party perspective. But the opposition usually comes together just to take on the might of a very powerful
But
central
Sanjeev ji,
leader.
with due respect,
Whether
one
they
second,
succeed
Charu, one
or
second.
not.
Can I
Sanjeev ji,
respond?
one second,
Can
Charu,
I
once
respond?
again.
I am
Sanjeev
saying
ji, with
that
due
they will
respect,
respond. I was
the
just
cases
making
that
an
you're pointing
academic
out,
point. I'm
there
not
was
saying
some
that
sort of
by
a
they are coming
larger.
together, they will defeat Modi.
No, but
I'm not
Sanjeev ji,
saying
with
it.
due respect, the examples you're quoting, there was some sort of a larger sentiment against the incumbent.
Yes.
Do you see that
Yes.
situation
You are
against
right.
Narendra
No,
Modi?
Thank
we are
you.
not seeing that.
The
We are not seeing
emergency.
that. So I was just saying that this is only an academic point. So I am not saying that they are coming together will result in the exit of Modi government and loss of BJP. But by and large, the opposition combines together to take on a powerful leader. Sometimes they succeed, many times they don't. That's a separate issue.
But do you believe the India alliance, the partners have kind of let a lot of time slip through their hands? We are almost in mid-December, and possibly the next meeting is going to happen on December 17. And,
Yes, Rani.
that's 2 months to go before maybe the announcement happens. So a lot of time has been lost. They should have been up and running by now.
Even if they were up and running, what would they have achieved? See, the whole point is, sorry, I'm sounding a little cynical about things. But the thing is, yes, there is no ideal situation for them. It is not an ideal battlefield for them. They are not on a good, friendly kind of a wicket. They are all having their back to the wall, and that is precisely the reason that they will somehow cobble together an alliance, somehow get their act together and try and put one candidate against the N.D.A candidate or BJP candidate in as many seats as possible. Now, do you really think Congress is in a position to argue on UP?
I don't know.
With what face they cannot argue much. So they will concede to Akhilesh. Similarly, they will concede to RJD and JDU. And no way the SPs and JDUs will go and ask for seats in Telangana or Karnataka. So they will get their act together. So that's only an academic question.
That means though, no, from the Congress's
But
point of
what
view,
will be the
Sanjeev ji, it
outcome?
means that from 400 seats, it's going to maybe contest in 250. Is that acceptable to the Congress party?
I have already said, at the risk of sticking my neck out at a wrong time, as things stand today, it looks very improbable that the BJP can be defeated in 2024. So that's a separate issue. India Alliance coming together is a separate issue. We are discussing.
My question was that
somehow they will get their act together.
Will the Congress concede so much space to the regional partners where from 400 something seats, it contests only 250?
That is a question not even the Congress spokesperson can answer. That's a question only the Gandhi family or the Khadges of the world can answer.
Okay, Mr. Reddy, you want to come in on that?
But I think they will concede.
They will concede. You have no other option, Mr. Reddy.
See, definitely there will be categories in fighting. One is like in between BJP and Congress. And the other one is like Congress or the regional party, BJP alliance, that is N.D.I.A alliance. Or BJP with regional party, that is India alliance. So there will be several categories of fighting that definitely will exercise that where which party is stronger, and at that regional level, definitely they will be given that space. There is so much of clarity among just because there is some miscommunication here highlighting the topic. Highlighting the subject that there is a formal meeting in this month only.
Yes.
We will see what will happen. Definitely there will be subjects which need to be discussed.
Okay, Mr. Sanjeev, you put your hand up. Were you wanting to come in?
I was only wanting to say, let's just look at the map. So we talk of Maharashtra, for example. Now Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress are there in this Maha UP or whatever alliance they call it.
MVA.
They have no choice but to distribute the seats amongst themselves. I can't imagine that NCP and Congress will be both fighting from Pune or from Mumbai North or from Aurangabad, or they will work it out. Similarly, in Bihar, UP, in 95% of the cases, it will be worked out.
Okay. I have a few minutes left.
It's the bigger question that we will discuss, I am sure.
Can I come in, please?
Okay, yes, Charu. Before I go across to Mr. Deb again.
Yes. I was listening very carefully to all your arguments, but all the states that you're mentioning, they're already in an alliance. In Uttar Pradesh, a Maha-alliance, a Maha-Gadbandhan has been attempted, and we've seen the result of that both at the state level elections and at the national elections. So what are you suggesting? That TMC is going to go and contest and ask for seats in Maharashtra? See, the end result is that everybody is going to contest in their own specific areas and places. Congress, of course, used to contest at 400 plus seats, but they anyways are winning 50 odd. They won 50 odd 5 years ago. They won less than 50 odd 10 years ago. And next year also is going to be no different. The fact of the matter is that the country today is united behind Prime Minister Modi's brilliant policies, which are helping people on the ground.
Mr. Dev, I ask you a final fundamental question. Even if we were to leave aside the sheet-sharing conundrum between the alliance partners, do you have that coherent messaging, the vision that you are being able to convey to the public, and the face to take on Narendra Modi?
You see, face will be decided later on. When UPA 1 came to power, there was no face. At that time also, BJP's slogan was, India is shining. India was not shining, that was proved. And this will happen again because you see, the percentage of vote enjoyed by BJP during the 2019 election was a little bit above 37%. So they are afraid. They are really afraid when India alliance is together. And they have understood that if India alliance fights this election together, then it will be a disaster for BJP throughout India. You see, South India, there is nowhere. They are nowhere.
That's not true.
It is
We've
BJP
been discussing
South
this for the
India.
last 3 years. That's just not true. That's wishful thinking. Or cherry-picking of the
more
numbers.
seats in South India than Congress does.
It is BJP.
Can I give you the breakdown?
One second, Charles, let it finish.
Congress seats are considerably lower than BJP.
From BJP, she is talking about unemployment. She should understand the unemployment level in India at present. She should understand what Modi ji committed. What was the commitment of Modi ji in 2014?
Sir, I understand
Where is
everything.
the
I'm a
2 crore
citizen of
job
this
per
country.
year? Where
I
is
live
the
here.
15
I
lakh
have
rupees in the
willingly
bank
joined
account,
politics to
in the
join
bank
hands
account of
and
the poor
power
people?
with Prime
All
Minister Modi because I
Jumla,
believe in his
entire
vision.
BJP,
I am right here. Sir,
entire
why don't
BJP,
you do what
they
your
are
colleague
a
couldn't
party
do?
of
Why
Jumla.
don't you tell
It
us
is a
two things
Bharatiya
your
Jumla
party
party,
proposes to do
and
to increase
everybody knows
employment
that.
in the country?
That it is a
It's a straight
Bharatiya
question
Jumla
again
party.
from a citizen
And
and a voter.
just
Okay,
Please
okay.
tell me.
false promises,
Please tell me.
false commitments,
So
and
much water about
thereafter,
Shivani. Do
and
you notice
thereafter,
that none
they
of
are
them
just
have
backing
anything
out.
concrete to
It
say?
happened
I will
everywhere.
tell you what my
It will
party
happen.
proposes to
What about
increase
the petrol
employment in the
prices?
country.
Tell
Can
us
I
So
about
get
just
the
2
say,
petrol
points. I will
prices.
give you 5
Tell us
points.
about the
How we
cooking
will
gas.
increase employment
What
in
you
the
have
country,
done.
how we've been
What
doing
you
it.
have done to
okay,
control
you know,
the
all
price
of that, of
cooking
course,
gas.
is something that the
Nothing.
public is going to vote on. But let's not forget that barring some of these strong regional parties like the TMC, of course, you've got the left in Kerala. You don't see a lot of other non-BJP state governments being re-elected. Especially for the Congress party, that's a matter of question, because that gives you a sense if the public is kind of believing in the model that they are presenting and getting re-elected or not. But I'll leave it at that. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. There is going to be possibly an official meeting soon of the I.N.D.I.A Bloc. Can they move ahead and power on remains the big question. On the other side, we stick with Indian politics and particularly the Congress party, because apart from these results, they also have to contend with a new book that is making certain revelations on both Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. And that's a book based on former President Pranab Mukherjee's diaries. And we ask the question, can the Congress look beyond the Gandhis? The question that his book is revealing.
Hello, Moto.
Co-powered by
Welcome back. Already reeling from the assembly elections defeat, the Congress has more questions to contend with. This is in the form of a new book based on former President and senior Congress leader Pranab Mukherjee's diaries by his daughter Sharmishta Mukherjee. This new book, titled Pranab, My Father, a Daughter Remembers, reveals some scathing observations by her father on Rahul and Sonia Gandhi. Hitting out at the quote hegemony within the Congress, the late president said that Congress was a preserved playground for the Gandhi-Nehru family and it had lost its democratic character. He was in particular critical of Rahul Gandhi, documenting his political immaturity and lack of application. So let me just break down that further. He mentions in his diaries that he had an uneasy relationship with Rajiv Gandhi, but he also went on to explain how unimpressed he was with the political handling of Rahul Gandhi. So here are some of the revelations that have come to light. Pranab Mukherjee in his diary wrote, he has all the arrogance of his Gandhi-Nehru lineage, but not so much of the political acumen. He also described Rahul as courteous and full of questions, but not yet politically mature without Gandhi's political acumen. According to Pranab Mukherjee, Rahul's arrogance was one of the reasons UPA lost in 2014. And on that loss, he particularly highlights that incident where Rahul Gandhi tore up the ordinance passed by the UPA government, saying, why would anyone vote for a government where the Prime Minister was not respected? Because that was seen as a direct disrespect to then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. He thought Rahul's tearing of that ordinance publicly while Dr. Manmohan Singh was abroad was the final nail in the coffin of the UPA. The book says on 15 July 2013, Rahul Gandhi spelled out details of his plans for revamping the party, but had Pranab known what Rahul was about to do 2 months later, he would have advised Rahul against it. In other words, he was against Rahul's 2013 plans of revamping the party. Apart from revelations on Rahul Gandhi, the former President of India was also pretty critical of the hegemony of the Gandhis in his diary as revealed in his daughter's book. So here he goes on to say that Congress remains a preserved playground for the Gandhi-Nehru family. He also goes on to say that the democratic character of the party has been lost, which has in turn impacted the polity of India. It has changed the very nature of the politics of the country. After independence, he points out 5 family members of the same family controlled the Congress presidency for as many as 37 years. The family today is no longer providing vitality to the organization but eating away at its strength. And this is one of the core questions that has been repeated by public commentators as well since 2014. He goes on to say Sonia Gandhi and Rahul since 2004 have lost some of the base acquired partially by Sonia Gandhi in 2001 and 2003, and that Gandhis are just interested in somehow forming a government at the center with the Congress, even if it's with other regional parties. That is their single agenda. The Gandhis, Sonia, Rahul and Priyanka, do not trust anyone else completely except each other. That gives you a little bit of a sneak peek of the workings inside the Congress and what many have said is the biggest stumbling block for the Congress party today, the over-dependence or the insistence that they cannot do away with the Gandhis. So the question we ask is exactly this. After these recent results, ahead of some big elections, because of what several people have talked about as far as their functioning is concerned, remember these voices have come in even from existing Congress leaders from within. Can the Congress, is it possible for the Congress to look beyond the Gandhis?
His faith in Rahul Gandhi started, kind of being shaken a bit. And much later, after 2014, when I was talking to him about, he was explaining me that what are the different, causes of the debacle of Congress. So he put this as one of the reasons, and he said if the vice president of your party, that time he was the vice president, the vice president of party shows such public disdain for his own government, why should people vote for him?
ने अपनी किताब में माना है, अपनी डायरीज में, कि एक एरोगेंट है, इसके अंदर एरोगेंसी जो गांधी परिवार और नेहरू परिवार की लेगनेसी से जो एरोगेंस जकड़ थी वही इसके अंदर थी। और यह भी कहा कि यह बच्चा था, और यह भी मानना कि ना समझ
Charu Pragya of the BJP continues to be with us. I'm also joined by V. Narayanan, political analyst, also with us. America, let me begin with you. Do you believe it is possible for the Congress party to move ahead, to look beyond? This is an age-old question that has been plaguing the Congress party, at least certainly since the debacles from 2014 onwards.
Well, first thing is, if you really look at 2019 election, and subsequently a couple of years back, I have come out and said Congress has to look, we can't do the same thing we have been doing, trying to build up a leadership, and rightfully so for some time. But if congressmen alone will vote, Rahul Gandhi may be the Prime Minister, but it's the public which votes. And they have, unfortunately, for whatever reasons, have not accepted Rahul Gandhi as a leader of the country. Hence, I have said they are important part of the party. They have to set aside from the national leadership and bring in someone else. I have said that 2 years back, and that's why I am no longer official spokesperson of the Indian National Congress. However, I believe in Congress.
But they have done that now.
As a,
officially,
the
Gandhis are no longer
correct.
The president of the Congress party. But is that enough?
No, it's not enough. The problem is that even Mr. Kharge, even though he has come up through the leadership, he is propped up. As a matter of fact, the election for the party, even though they said has not, I mean, anybody can contest. I don't think it has been fair and clear. And they, without being very clearly telling that they support Mr. Kharge, and who I think is a good leader, but I think there has not been, there has been, people have been given to know who should they vote for, and most of the congressmen do like Gandhi's family. And hence, Mr. Kharge has come into thing. But I think most important thing is, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the family has to further go away, because what happened was, I really started saying that after the Punjab debacle, and that is a winnable state. We lost it because of the improper planning from the central leadership. And that I was supporting Congress leadership publicly until that time, and then I said it's time I need to speak up as a congressman. But I really believe the Joda Yatra has built his leadership and he has touched the people, but evidently it's not good enough. We need to know, recently Prashant Kishore also has said that. I think ideology is important. We need to build. For example, I am in Tamil Nadu. I've been in Congress in Tamil Nadu for almost 34 years since I had come back to India in 1989 after a 13-year stay in the United States. And I know Mr. Rajiv Gandhi asked me to come. But unfortunately, he passed away. Congress has been selling the state for the center consistently. We want the center to be in our power, so we go on an alliance between two regional parties, and whichever side we went won, and they are willing to give away the entire party. And why should people come to us? Nobody comes to Congress in Tamil Nadu, mainly because they can go to either DMK or ADMK directly.
Right.
Now, if you want to build ADMK. Now, the problem is, if you want to build a party, you need to contest, go to the people. And also, recognize leaders who has worked at the grassroots, and that's not happening.
No, you said very quickly, before I go to Charu, you said more needs to be done. Now, the impression outside is that while Mr. Kharge may have taken on as the president, the key decision makers of the party are still the Gandhis. So, do you mean that they need to now give up the decision-making power of the Congress? But more importantly, is that possible?
Well, it is difficult because they have been the face of the party for quite a long time. Most of the congressmen like them. But the fact of the matter is they need to understand that's not good enough. So, I think they have to further step aside, and there will be a problem. There will be a problem for another 5 years. But leadership will emerge. And hence, I think it's the right thing to do. And they may send me out of the party for saying that. I said that before.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Charu, you know, the words of former President Pranab Mukherjee, who of course was one of the tallest leaders of the Congress party, they echo a lot of what the BJP's attacks on Rahul Gandhi have been. Particularly his comments about internal democracy in the Congress party and, you know, how there's a hegemony of the Gandhis, etc. I'm sure you're very happy with this book and the snippets coming in because they come out from the mouth, they come from the mouth of a true blue congressman.
Shivani, as a student of politics, it's always very interesting to get insights into what went on inside a party which calls itself the grand old party. But what really is new here, during the UPA era, we used to say that the Prime Minister is a remote control Prime Minister. Today they are not in power. They pretended to change the party president. But then now we have a Congress president who's a remote control president. All the decisions are still being taken on a kitchen table between members of a family. That's it. That's what the Congress party stands for today. And that is why they are becoming weaker and weaker. And like I said, I'm only making these observations as an external observer. I have got nothing to do with the internal politics of Congress. But you know what is sad to see? This party has never been about democracy in any case, because when it was the time to choose our first Prime Minister, Congress, they always boast about it, it is that old a party. The votes went in favor of our Iron Man, Vallabhbhai Patel ji. But who became the Prime Minister? It was Mr. Nehru. And then onwards, up till now, the Nehru-Gandhi family has had dominance over the Congress. It's become a party which is run by a family for a family. So everybody else will only be in a supporting role and no more. That being said, I found one statement very glaringly interesting, and that was Rahul Gandhi has the arrogance of the Nehru-Gandhi dynasty without the political acumen, and we are all seeing that in action every single day.
Okay, on Rahul Gandhi, can I go back to America one more time? You said that Rahul's Bharat Jodo Yatra did do a lot of good, and I think Rahul earned a lot of goodwill because of that and showed a sense of maturity in his political political interaction, if I can say, the way he handled that yatra, etc. What do you make of the fact that for 20 years now, people have been saying that Rahul Gandhi just doesn't have it. He's not cut out for it. Have you changed your mind on that? Or has he proved himself?
Well, first thing is, I am one of those guys who said that after I think Punjab debacle and a series of things, Uttar Pradesh and things that happened. And that's where I am, as I said, I'm not an official spokesperson for the party. Having said that, I honestly, if you look at it as a political observer, he did connect, but unfortunately, the recent state elections show that's not good enough. See, finally...
And why is that? Could I ask you why is that?
The proof of the pudding is in eating.
No, could I ask you why is that?
Well, I think there are several things. One, the central leadership does not recognize the talent-based but coterie-based people. They have their own way. See, he has come to Tamil Nadu. He talks about Periyar instead of Kamraj. When even a mature leader like Sonia Gandhi, when she came very recently to Tamil Nadu, all the Congress workers were disturbed that she did not quote Kamraj. Now, Kamraj is the bread and butter, and he is the one who built up Congress in Tamil Nadu, and even when he was national president. And he came from the bottom of the pyramid, and he knew how to do the politics. Now, I think the coterie, did not teach them what to say, what not to say. The coterie himself also have to be blamed, but finally, the buck stops here. When
the buck stops with the leader. In fact, Mr. America, it reminds me of the fact that for the last 5 to 7 years at least, since Rahul Gandhi dropped in JNU, there's been a criticism that the Congress has been hijacked by ultra-leftists from a centrist position to an ultra-leftist position, and that has coincided with Rahul Gandhi's rise or control of the party. Do you agree with that? That he has taken down the party to an ultra-left, almost woke category, which doesn't resonate with the public?
I don't think Congress has gone to ultra-left, but the opposition is trying to brand them as ultra-left. The fact of the matter is, Congress, as you rightfully pointed out, is a centrist party. We could move left and right of the center at ease. Now, BJP has come to think power, and there are certain times where you have to point out for example, BJP has been identified rightfully or wrongfully with a few people, and that needs to be pointed out. The minute when they pointed out that you are doing only for the few industrialists, you cannot brand them as ultra left.
No, actually,
I think India requires
it's not the
about
attacks on the
500,000
industrialists at
people
all.
of
It is
Ambanis
going
and
and
Adanis.
standing with those who were accused of chanting Bharat Tere Tukde Honge. I think Charu wanted to come in here very quickly, Charu.
Yes, first of all, the Congress's position with the ultra-left, I don't know if the whole party is ultra-left, but the ears of the leaders are only listening to those who are ultra-left, and that is a fact, because we have seen repeated attacks on what India stands for. We have seen attacks on the sovereignty and integrity of the country. We have seen the glorious past of our country being degraded in front of the whole world to see. We have seen Congress leaders travel abroad and badmouth the country. Now, I don't know where on the political spectrum you place this, but this is a major problem, and it's a major problem for all Indians. It doesn't matter what political party they belong to. Many a times Congress people have tried to speak out, but they became the fragmented section that was actually later they became outcasts in their own party.
Okay,
Why do you
America,
think so many
America,
people
30
are
seconds
leaving
and I have
the
a final
Congress and
question.
joining other political parties?
30 seconds.
Yeah.
I concur with her that certain things were spoken outside the country which we should not have. But I think it was started by BJP, where the Prime Minister himself, unfortunately, has talked about internal politics outside the country. The precedence was set by the current leader, unfortunately.
Okay. Can I ask you a final question in conclusion? America, I'll begin with you. Manishankar Iyer famously had said that the Congress cannot do without the Gandhis. It cannot survive without the Gandhis. Whether we like it or not, the Gandhis are the glue that keeps the party together. So whether they should or not is a secondary question. Do you believe they can do away with the Gandhis? And will they survive that?
Well, I think they will survive. There will be a short-term problem. There's no question about it. That's where the coterie who are in existing power, they don't want to give up because they will lose the existing thing. But I think, for example, you take our own state leader, a state party like I.N.D.I.A. When NGR passed away, there was a vacuum. When Jayalalitha passed away, there's a vacuum. And they fight and come together. That's the way, that's the way the leadership emerged. Leadership cannot be imposed. Leadership has to emerge. Gandhi emerged. Mahatma
I would just
Gandhi
say
emerged.
they're slightly different
Nehru
examples because they passed away and left a vacuum. You've got two young Gandhis today, Gandhi Science today, in Rahul and Priyanka, taking more and more role in the organization and the workings of the party. Sidelining them is different than a leader passing away. Those are two very different situations. And one happens naturally, the other will happen before.
13 times unsuccessfully.
They need to do it voluntarily. That's the only way. I know they love the country, they love the party, but I think they need to do it voluntarily.
I leave it at that. They need to do it. Whether they can, whether they will, is the question we keep asking. I do thank both of our guests for joining us. I will leave you though, since we did talk about Chennai and Tamil Nadu quite a bit. Cyclone Michangwa made landfall in Andhra Pradesh's Bibatla yesterday. Heavy waterlogging has been witnessed across various districts of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh today. Property worth crores has been damaged. 17 people have been reported dead in rain-related incidents in Chennai alone. A total of 29 NDRF teams have been deployed in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and Puducherry to undertake relief and rescue operations. Power was restored in most parts of Chennai yesterday, but people continue to struggle for essentials. We leave you with a report. Thanks a lot for watching.
It's been 3 days and several areas continue to remain inundated. One, of course, is Velachery, which continues to remain inundated. Some of the cars are submerged. The flyovers are filled with cars because the entire stretch, if you can see, remain inundated. And many people are being rescued, from children to senior citizens. Some of them are being rescued, but some of them continue to remain stranded. In fact,
a lot of people are there. It's very bad. It's very bad. Yeah.
No power at all for the last
power.
2 days.
Water is almost chest height there.
Neck deep level.
So everybody is coming out for getting some food or milk or something.
Where do you plan to stay for the next?
Very bad than 2015. What the problem we faced in 2015 was better than this time. There are many pregnant ladies, old people who are still there and no one is rescued. today only after 2 days we got a boat, that too with the pressure of my family members, we got a boat and we have come out. There is no power, there is no water, there is no food, nothing we got from the government. It is really worse.
Your mom is still
she's on home only. We were very bad that we didn't got any information from the government. From yesterday onwards, with that battery level, the charge, we are trying to call 1700 1077 1913, but still now we don't know very badly, because see, it's not like that we couldn't, people can't see there and all. It's everybody can see. You can't come inside, like for me and all, it's this much of water. Nobody can come out. Today, it's completely. Then who is responsible for this? The government till now, it's been 3 days, there is no power. No government has been, like, not even a one person has come inside and see if there is any food or any no electricity. How the people is going to, the old age people and my mom, now I came out to buy medicines only. So there is nothing, like, we can't even get any food or anything. There is nobody, like, see, government is very big, right? Nobody can help in. They can step into that and they should see, right? Now today in the boat also, we came in a private boat, no government.
And we had to pay so much for the private boat, then they are demanding more, and not even one came out. And can't they take some steps to pump this water out so that all can be safe inside? What responsibility do they have? We really don't understand.
They said when the water get drained. So for me, I am very tall. For me, the water is this level. When the water will automatically get drained, then they will come. So the EB also, they said that once the water is completely down, then only they can do that. So this is ridiculous, right? Then we don't need government itself. We don't need government.
Viewers, when a member of parliament takes oath upon the constitution, he makes a pledge to serve all Indians equally. Guaranteeing equality is a touchstone of our republic. It is written into the preamble of the Constitution. Equality has helped us to unite a diverse array of creeds, cultures, and castes into an incredible nation. But it has not been easy. If we've held together this long, it is because of our Sanatana Dharma, the eternal code of ethical conduct and universal tolerance. This particular code, viewers, makes us view